The magic number that we are after is 1.5 kilograms. So, here we go. Oh, Now, as we saw previously, this is a little bit overweight, so I've got to keep it to its beta weight limit, and it currently isn't. However, I am going to try and improve the throw of the flipper. I don't know what's happened, but I think it's something to do with where the removable link goes, but it's struggling to self-right. So my plan is, if I can increase the throw of the flipper to beyond the 90 degrees of what it currently opens at, I can probably get it to land on the wheels without any wingtips at all. In theory, that's how it should go. But as it stands, it runs and it flips and it does what it's supposed to do. It just can't put itself back on its wheels, which, if I want to carry on fighting, I kind of want to do. So what I'm going to do is probably jigsaw a section of this out here to allow the flipper to carry on travelling just that little bit further back. I think it'll work. I think. This is a stage where I'm starting to just hack at it. I don't really want to be taking too much material off, but I have to reduce the weight somehow, and I think that is my first step. I haven't even got the side panels on, the polycarb either, just an FYI. So I'm at this point, off camera, I have sharpened that edge, you see, slightly angled now, so it will run a lot flatter along the arena floor. And I have also made a new flipper arm. This one's a bit shorter and a bit beefier towards the back, because the other one actually cracked. It did last quite a while, so the concept worked. I just think it needed refining it a little bit more. So yeah, this one's a little bit shorter. So now I need to go at it with the drill, I think, and start adding some weight reduction. It's time to break out the Cheeseholer. This is the Cheeseholer Mark II, because the Mark I was a little bit too tight in the whole department. And the idea is because the 10mm bulkheads are quite bulky. You know, Razor from Robot Wars had a load of holes in its beak. That's because during the manufacturing of Razor it was overweight, and so Team Razor had to perforate the beak, and that's what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do it on the bulkheads to see if I can drop a couple of grams and get it in weight, because we're so close, we are so very close. So I'll show the Cheeseholer in action in a second. I just want to highlight this. So there's one hole here, that's what I've just drilled. This hole goes through into that hole, and what that means is, once I put it down, I can actually use an Allen key, put that through there, and we have ourselves a very rudimentary weapon lock. And I don't actually have to add anything, which I previously planned to do, but now that I've realised I can actually go through the bulkhead and into the flipper arm and stop it from flipping that way. I might edit the polycarb size so I can get access to this, but that shouldn't be too difficult. I don't think it's going to do much to the aesthetics, to be honest. But yeah, it's in accordance to the rules, I think. I hope. And it keeps the flipper from opening unintentionally, which is very dangerous. So here we go. This will prove the concept. So I'm practically going to go every other hole. So one here, and then move it along, and then one here. Try and not go in this black area, because that's where the motors are mounted to. I don't want to keep that a bit bulky. And then, yeah, and then we'll do the same, but going the other way until we get to here. So let's see how well it goes. Montage.
Got a drill, it's called Black & Decker. I'll use it on my HDPE to make holes in my bulkheads. I made them 20 grams too heavy. I've got a drill bit, it's 5 millimeters, and a simple guide to help perforate. Lining up some holes, I will drill them to get my robot down to beetle weight. Cause I'm cheeseholing. So I'm cheeseholing. Cheeseholing, I've been 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 cheeseholing, I've been.
There we go, that's the general idea. So they're all nice, neat and kind of uniform. These ones are the two bulkhead holes, aren't they? I've left a bit more of a gap on the back just to add a bit more structural rigidity. It was originally 140 grams and I've managed to shave off about 5 grams. So that's not too bad, considering we're going to do it on the other one as well, and on here. That'll be 10 grams overall. So I think that's kind of in weight, but I still want to add in the polycarb sides as well. Right, let's get doing this bit here, and then we can see how much it weighs once we've built it all together. Desperate times, cues, desperate measures. I've got some new polycarbonate. This is thinner stuff, a little bit lighter, a little bit shorter than the previous stuff that I did. You'll notice a lot of things that I've actually already done are starting to go out of the window now as I try and tackle the weight issue. Cheesehold the flipper arms. That's on the floor now. I have trimmed down the titanium front, taken a fair amount of that off, and now I had a little bit of a brainwave, because if you look at these holes here, you could theoretically join these up and make bigger gaps. Why don't I put another hole there and then join up them 4 holes and then them 3 holes to create a V for Volta. How cool would that look? I don't really want to ruin this because this is perfect, it's ideal, but I've got to reduce the weight somehow. So this is how we're looking now. We've got our fancy V holes in there. That's taken out a bit of weight. I did just weigh it with everything in and the new side panels, and we are at 1503 grams. So I still got some space to play with. So what I'm gonna probably do is cut out this square here, cut down this line, and then fold this area up here to create a sort of a rudimentary barrier to keep all the electronics safe and sound in there, to hopefully protect the battery. I think that edge will be hit first before this anyway, but better to be safe than sorry, and we'll lose that on the front, which may be 3 grams, I don't know. And then we'll put the sides on, and then we'll be at beetle weight. This should bend apparently. That should be alright, I think. There's a bit of verticality to such a flat bit of plastic. Probably get ripped off during the fight, but... oh yeah, perfect. There we go. It's not impeding the flipper. It's not impeding any of the electronics on the inside. If anything, they'll tuck in there and be protected. Hooray, hooray, hooray. There we go. Chassis is now on. Look at that. Keeps everything in there. Get these sides on, and I think we'll give it away. That's to weigh it, not to give it to someone else. I don't spend a year building this to just give it away to someone. So I'm actually at what I think is the last step now, apart from refining a few bits, replacing a few screws, maybe adding a bit of Loctite to some loose bits and pieces. It's time to paint the back panel. This is the last step. This is the very last thing I think I have to do. I've jinxed it now, haven't I? Well, the most important part about a fighting robot, I think, is its name. And you've got to have its name blazoned on it somewhere. Big letters. Chaos 2 did. Panic Attack did. Carbide did. Tornado definitely. Volta is no exception. So the black stuff is from stencil that I cut out. I've got some sticky, tacky adhesive spray. It's like blue tack spray. So this should easily come off. It's well and truly stuck down. Now we'll just wait for that to dry, I think. Now, as far as I'm concerned, everything is in here apart from the removable link and the weapon lock. Got the sides on. Here is our scales. Gonna have to balance the battery in there for now. Add to the weight. We're ready. Ooh, what's that? 17 grams underweight. 17 grams underweight, which means I can afford to put a few extra screws in to tighten everything up a bit. Ladies and gentlemen, beetle weight. Oh, went off. Ladies and gentlemen, beetle weight.
So I'm cheeseholing. So I'm cheeseholing.
Should go get it destroyed.
I've been cheeseholing, 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 as I'm cheeseholing.